Hello everyone and welcome back to the Catholic Communicator. Today we're talking about listening. I'm so excited to share this topic with you guys because really truly listening is not something that we learn about very well. It's not something that we talk about, and it's really important in our conversations, in our communication, in our daily life. When you think about communication, we oftentimes think about talking, right? I know I do. We think about how can I speak better? How can I make influence? How can I get my message across? And we never think about how is this person hearing what I'm saying? We never think about how am I listening to this person? Listening is transformative in not only our communication to make sure we're hearing the message correctly, but in our relationships too. So I'm super excited to talk about how the process of listening works. And that's what we're going to dive into today, the process of listening. Okay, so the first thing of listening, hearing something is not listening. Not the same thing. When you hear something, you're super passive. You just going in through one ear, out the other, typical cliche. You're just hearing it. I like to think of the example when you're listening to music or hearing music. Oftentimes we can hear the song and we don't actually listen to the words. We don't actually know what's happening. I couldn't tell you how many beats are in the song, couldn't tell you what the song was even about. I'm just hearing the song. Same thing goes in conversations when we're not actually paying attention. You're just hearing them. You're not listening. When you're listening, there's a whole added complexity to it because it's active. It takes a lot of brain power and we need to work at it. It's not just passive. You can't just let it happen. It's something that you have to actively put energy into. So that's really helpful going into situations or going into conversations where you know you're going to have to be listening, that, hey, you know what? I'm going to have to put in energy here. Okay, so let's actually dive into the stages of listening. The first stage is receiving. So we're hearing a message, we're attending to nonverbal messages, we are just absorbing the message that's being sent. We're receiving the message. We're focusing on the speaker as this is happening. So we're going to try to get rid of distractions as much as we can. We want to try not to interrupt. We're going to just focus on the speaker, focus on the message, and really attend to the message as it's being sent. Stage number 2 is understanding. Understanding gets to be a little bit more complex. So we have to really start to comprehend what this message means. We're using schemas. Schemas are like scripts that we have for everyday interactions. So for example, when you go out to a restaurant and you order food, there's a common schema that goes with that interaction. When somebody says, "What can I get for you?" at a restaurant, we're receiving the message, we're hearing what they're saying, "What can I get for you?" And if we weren't in the context of a restaurant, if we didn't have the schema that, oh, I know that they're asking me for my order, then we might not know how to respond to "What can I get for you?" Because we could think, oh, could you get me a new pair of socks? And that's not what they're asking. And we know that because we have enough understanding to know that in the context of a restaurant, we are expected to give our order of food at that given restaurant, given the menu that they give us. But if you're in a given situation and something confuses you and you can't understand very well and you're struggling to understand, ask questions. That's a part of listening. So that was stage number 2, understanding. We're thinking critically and we're making sense of the message. Stage number 3 is remembering. Remembering can get a little bit trickier because there's different lengths of time that you can remember messages for. So when we're remembering messages, helping connect the dots is really what we're trying to do. So connecting things to everyday lived experiences helps us remember certain aspects of life because we're connecting them to things that we already know. So that helps us remember things. There's also this cool thing called the bizarreness effect. So the more bizarre something is, the more out of the box something is, the more likely we are to remember it because it stands out in our brains as being different. And that's easier for our brains to recognize and really hold on to and remember those things that stick out. So helping messages stick out can help us remember things a little bit better. So remembering is connecting those dots and making that message stick in our brains the best way that we can remember it. Stage number 4 is evaluating. Often with evaluating comes judging. So judging has a negative connotation. We think of judging something and we think it's bad, but there is judgment that is needed to make sense of messages. We have to evaluate and judge a message. So we have to evaluate what if the message was helpful, if it was problematic, if it was biased. Can we actually listen to this? Is it coming from someone who's qualified and knows what they're talking about? Another thing with communicating and listening well is we want to judge the message and not the person. So when we're evaluating and judging this message as we're listening, We don't want to direct that confusion that we might be having or disagreement with the message that we're hearing onto the person. We want to keep that focus on the message. Some ways to improve this part of listening, some ways to improve the evaluating stage of listening, is to give the speaker benefit of the doubt, to help refrain from premature judgment. So to wait until the message is said in its entirety, don't jump to conclusions, wait until the message is being said, and then judge and evaluate that message. The fifth and final stage of listening is responding. So responding or giving feedback, they're interchangeable, but responding is that last and final stage, it's replying. Tips for having good responses as a form of listening is to own your response. So just, yep, this is what I believe, this is what I'm responding to, and just own it. Easier said than done, I know, but makes us more effective when we're owning the messages that we're saying. Be honest. Also, better responses are honest responses. This is my opinion, I'm saying it. I'm going to own it because it's my opinion and I'm entitled to have an opinion. Yes, you are. Just make sure we're being respectful, always. Both sides need to be respectful when we're communicating. Keep an open mind in the conversation. You don't have to agree to have a good conversation. You guys can disagree on certain things and listen well, really hear what they're trying to say and respond respectfully, respond honestly, and you guys can have a good conversation. We don't have to agree on everything in order to have good conversations. But yes, we should always be honest. We should be saying what we're thinking and owning our responses. Real quick, we'll go through the stages of listening again. We start out with receiving. So we are hearing the message, we are attending to those nonverbals, we are really soaking in that message that's being sent. Go into stage number 2, which is understanding. We are learning what the speaker means, asking questions for clarification when we need it. We are understanding what this message means. Number 3 is remembering. So we are remembering what this message is. We are connecting the dots, picking out, okay, what's the main point here, helping use mnemonic devices to remember what's being said. We are repeating things. We are remembering the message. 4th is evaluating or judging. So we are thinking, okay, was this message good? Was it helpful? Was it problematic? Am I confused? We're judging the message, not the person. Finally, 5th and finally, is responding. So we are crafting a reply back. We are owning our responses. We are responding honestly, even in disagreement, and we're just going to accept that sometimes there's disagreement, but we can agree on having good listening skills because listening is transformative. It's gonna really make our communication and relationships so much better. Thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions about anything, please put them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. You made it this far, just give it a like. All the YouTube things, subscribe wherever that button is if you want to subscribe. Thanks for spending time with us here. Thanks for giving yourself time to learn about listening, to develop that skill a little bit better. I know I'll be working on it along with you guys. So again, thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you next time on The Catholic Communicator.